So a while back, I started reading this book called The 100, a ranking of the most influential persons in history. And, it's a list compiled by Michael H. Hart, who has looked at different individuals throughout history and try to rank them based on their level of influence, right? And this is a book that I keep coming back to. So I thought, why not do a series and share it with you guys? So we'll look at different individuals here in this book, and we'll start from the 100 and go up to the first one. And there are individuals in here that you'll recognize. For example, the religious figures, right? You'll recognize Jesus Christ, peace be upon him. You'll recognize Buddha. You'll recognize Muhammad, peace be upon him. And then there are individuals in here who are, major philosophers such as Aristotle or Plato or Kant, or I think there's Rousseau in there as well. So we'll look at these guys. And then there are scientists such as Darwin. And then there are, inventors such as Gutenberg, who invented the printing press. And we'll look at all of them one by one in each episode. And, Michael Hart, in compiling this list, has set some rules for himself, which basically, the first rule is that these have to be real people, right? When we look at the two poems of Iliad and Odyssey, Homer is obviously credited with creating or compiling these poems, but we're not sure if Homer was a real person. Right? When you look at the page on Wikipedia, it'll say, yes, Homer existed, but, he has looked at more deeply and he said that we're not quite sure if Homer actually existed or this was the work of a group of individuals who sort of gave it the name of Homer as an author, but throughout history, that individual has become a mythical or like a legendary figure, but we're not sure. We don't have any other information about Homer other than the two poems. So he has left these people out. So that's the first rule, that it has to be real people. The second rule is that there are a lot of inventions or creations or philosophies that humanity benefits from a lot, but we're not sure who is responsible for them, right? The best example would be the creation of the wheel, right? I don't have to tell you guys how important that invention has been, but we can't pinpoint to a single individual and say, he or she is responsible for creating or, building out the wheel. So that's the second thing. Hinduism is sort of like that, where we can't pinpoint to a single individual and say, this is the founder of Hinduism, because we can't pinpoint to the first individual who started looking at a rock and worshiping the pagan god, right? So he has left these things out. And the third rule is that there are inventions or creations or philosophies or ideologies in this world that multiple people are responsible for. Right? The best example here would be that of communism. I don't think there has been an ideology which has been so destructive to humanity as has communism been in the 20th century, right? Now, Karl Marx is often considered the father of communism, but Friedrich Engels is just as responsible for, yes, the destruction as well as the contribution he has made to communism, right? Now, one could say he has had even more impact than Karl Marx, because he is the one who funded the research and the work and the life actually of Karl Marx. So what Michael Hart has done essentially is he has compiled this list and made both of these people into one person, right? Well, what he has done is that he's mentioned both of them, but he has taken one spot for them, right? He has not mentioned each individual individually. So we'll look at all these people. We'll start from the 100th, as I said, and then we'll go towards the most influential person in history. And, we'll try to figure out what was the cause that these individuals were so influential, and, what is it that we can learn from this list. And I'll start with Mahavira, who is the 100th most influential person. And if you're not familiar with Jainism, it is quite unlikely that you'll know Mahavira, but we'll find out more about him in the next episode. And, we'll go on to the 99 and the 98 and 97th, up to the first eventually. And so, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.